X Productionz.
What up? It's your boy X, man. X TV, so I'm back again. This is another part of the joint that I was doing before with the hood block shit. So this time, I'm gonna just show you like around the area, like, you know, like my hood and shit. So like, this is like where I grew up and I still live here. But a lot has changed, y'all. So like, it's not the same way it was back like when I was smaller. It was like the hustle, ice grilling era back in like the 90s, late 80s to like mid 2000s, so a lot has changed, y'all. But like, you know, a lot of people, my friends moved, people died and shit like that. So, you know what I mean? So fuck with your boy.
Yo, this is for my gangsters, criminals, pimps, thugs, drug hustlers, money getters, snitch killing, wig pillars, hoes, wifeys, hood rat, tight jeans, niggas, bitches, killers. This is for my gangsters, criminals, pimps, thugs, drug hustlers, money getters, snitch killing, wig pillars, hoes, wifeys, hood rat, tight jeans, niggas, bitches, killers. Yo, this is street anthem. Beat is kinda pimped out. I walk with the gangster walk, limped out on some other shit. Come all over bitches' faces, lips out. When I rhyme, I got the cup on the side, tips out. This song got her open and she got tits out. I licky lick, guarantee she get the dicky dick, acting like a.
Yeah, y'all. So like, this right here is the lobby and shit. So this is like the staircase. So as you can see, it's like two families on the floor. So this building is a dope building, you know what I mean? So like, it's changed a lot. It used to be like a working class building, but like the landlord started bringing in a lot of like, you know, like just wild niggas and shit like that, shit like that. People that's not really like working class, you know what I mean? So like the building kind of changed a lot from when I was younger. But you know, it's still good people in here and shit like that. But it began wild now, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, this is just like the staircase and shit. I just wanted to show that, you know what I mean? So you could just come up. Yeah, so like, it's like five floors, you know? So like, they put cameras and shit in here. That wasn't here before, you know? But as I said, like the building got a little wild. It's been like a lot of like, activity is mad, like, you know, it's mad shit going on. So like they put that in here and shit. Niggas be out here like, you know, like hustling and shit during the nighttime and shit like that. So it's changed a lot, but like I don't get involved in that shit, but alright? So I just wanted to show that to y'all. Yo, what up, y'all? So it's your boy X. It's your boy X. So I'm gonna show y'all, this is the original place that my parents had picked for us to live in. You know, pretty nice place. This is on M Place and 188th Street, so it's between Fordham and 188. So like, this place would have been dope. The reason why we didn't get it, I don't know what the reason was, but for some reason we didn't get it, and then we wound up, you know, in the place that I just showed you. You know what I mean? So like, you know, I guess things, you know, it just didn't work out. It was meant to be, it would have been meant to be, you know? Alright?
Who I be, the R.A.S. excellent. Who I be, the nigga that represent. Who I be, y'all know, don't try to front for the ladies. Give y'all what y'all want. Who I be, the R.A.S. excellent. Who I be, the nigga that represent. Who I be, y'all know, don't try to front for the ladies. Give y'all what y'all want. I blow up electricians with the shit that I'm kicking. Stop tripping, for your upper lip and get this swollen. With the quickness, get this, you at the top of my shit list. Diarrhea niggas shit quick, they get shit twisted. Niggas get hit, feel dizziness. I'm sick with it. Spit that illy shit, like the Iliad. Got lines that break spines, boggle minds. There's 100 different styles.
Yo, so it's X TV again. So I'm back again. So check that sign out right there. That's the sign right there. It used to be another sign. So you see, y'all, like, that's the sign right there, 188. I used to call it 188 when I was younger and shit like that, you know. But your boy is like a grown man and shit. But like, yeah, this was the I used to call this 188. It's like 188th Street and Empress. So like they used to have another sign across the street, but they took it down. So I don't know why they took it down and shit, but like over there and shit, you know. So that. But they used to say 180 East 188th Street in M Place. Yeah. So like legendary. I'm making this block legendary. So like, you know what I mean. So like when niggas see this, they gonna be like, oh shit, they gonna see. So also right. This is called, like, we should call this the bin, and this has a lot of history to it, where it was like a lot of, hold up, this car is coming. So, it was like a lot of history in this bin right here. So like, it was a lot of niggas that used to play stickball. Like, this is like a Spanish hood. So like, I was like only like one of a few black families that live in this hood. So like this area, at least this section, was just mostly Spanish hood and shit, right? So like, it used to be like a bunch of young Spanish niggas that they used to just be playing stickball here, and we would watch them when we were younger. We were like, look out the window, either when we was going to the store, we would see them playing. They'd be playing stickball, and at the same time they would be like hustling and shit, you know, selling drugs and shit at the same time. So that was a dope time period. That was like around like the mid 90s to about the mid 2000s. They used to be out here doing that. And then like when niggas stole shit from Fordham, let's say they was boosting, right? Let's say if a nigga boosted, they would run down from that street, and then they would just run up the stairs, and that would be like a quick getaway. So I would see it all the time, like, you know, dudes boosting, niggas boosting, like they selling.
They were laughing.
Cops were laughing at the dude, like the bootleggers. So they would all run down here. This was their getaway spot, and then they would just run up the stairs. Because when you get up the stairs, you could go either towards Webster or like Marion. So like that was what they would be doing. You know what I mean? So I thought I'll let y'all know about it. You know what I mean? Alright, one Project TV. So what up, it's your boy Project TV. So I'm gonna show y'all what these stores used to be. So right now, this is a so this used to be called Naiva. And it used to be like a bodega and shit where you could like buy, like, you know, do like a regular bodega. So that ended around like around like the late 2000s, and then that became it was a pizzeria for maybe 5 years, I would say, and then about like 4 or 5 years ago. So this has changed a lot, and then that store right there next to it used to be the Dreamcast place. That's like a nail salon for women, but that used to be like a Dreamcast place. I used to go in there a lot, like past shit like that, you know. So that's what that is.
The Chinese store.
Yeah, and then the Chinese store was down there next to the deli. And that deli used to be the cleaners. You know what I mean? So like but yeah, like I said, like it's just a lot has changed since we're talking like over 20 plus years ago, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to show y'all that, like give a little history. And then up there, that store, that's the store I go to the most. It's right across from my building. You know what I mean? That is that store in the middle over there. That store, we can actually maybe walk up to. Alright, it's your boy Razek TV, so I'm back. So like this store right here, this is right across the street from my building. So like I go here a lot. This is like my go-to store, like, you know, to like buy shit. But like basically the store's been here since my family moved here, like which was like 30 plus years ago, you know what I mean? So like surprisingly this has never changed. It's just been like the staff has changed through the years, but the store's been here for like forever, you know what I'm saying? And this laundromat right here has been here forever too, but that used to be a pizzeria for like a few years before we had moved here and shit. I mean, when we first moved here, you know, so
and that was a meat house.
And then that used to be the meat house. This Chinese store opened like in like 2003, like 2002, 2003. But before that, it was like a meat market. You know what I mean? So like, you know, I'm just showing y'all like the changes in the area and shit like that. Alright, so one, I was like, see. Yo, so yeah, like when I'm gonna show y'all now, it's like this is the spot. This used to be the hustle spot where mad niggas would just be out here hustling and shit. You see, this is 188
188 and Tiebout. You know what I mean? So like this used to be a wild spot back in like the 90s to like mid 2000s, but it's calmed down a lot though. Alright? Project TV. Yo, what up? It's Project TV. It's your boy Project. So I'm back. So right, this store right here, I'm gonna show y'all. This is like it's called like Rosie's Multi-Service or some shit. Like they have like a little eatery right there. But this used to be the hustle spot. Like it used to be mad niggas that like real niggas that would just be up here hustling and shit like that. This used to actually be a bar. It's hard to believe it used to be a bar in like the 90s to like mid 2000s, and then it became like a club and then a barber shop like around like the 2010s. So, but back in the 90s when I was coming up, early to mid 2000s, this was a wild spot. So like it used to be just man niggas just like over here just hustling shit, as I said, wild stuff like just I remember it was one night, it was like 40 dudes just posted up over here. It was wild, like, you know what I mean? So like, a lot of, I wasn't involved in that, but I would just see the shit, you know what I mean? Because my mother would have killed me, but it was a lot different ever back then. So, I wasn't like, I knew some of them that was there, but I wasn't like active like that. But like, but this was a wild spot back then, you know what I mean? Alright, so Project TV. It's good, yo. It's your boy Project TV, so I'm back. So like this right here, this is called the Union Community Health Center, but this used to be just called Union Hospital, where now it's more like a center. It's not really like a hospital, but it used to be like a hospital back like the late 80s to like probably like I would say like the mid 2000s, somewhere around that time, late 2000s. That's when it changes to like a community center. So like it's not they don't do like regular hospital type shit here, like how they used to. But I used to go in this hospital a lot when I remember my thumb it got caught in the door, and then I went here to get it fixed or whatever, you know what I mean? So that was like when I was like about like 5 or 6 years old. Alright, Project TV 1. Yo, what up? It's your boy Project TV. So I'm gonna show y'all again. This is like some other spots that's like been here forever. That Hopewell Pharmacy's been there forever. These niggas are fighting over here. This is regular hood shit that you see. So yeah, these niggas is over here. I guess this nigga ran into something with a bike or some shit. Yeah, so this is just regular hood shit. But yeah, back to the story though, man. But yeah, this is Hopewell Pharmacy right here. That's been here forever. And this is we used to call this the Dominican Man store. So like this has been here forever since we first moved here. Since, you know what I mean? Like talking about like the late 80s and shit like that, you know what I mean? So like these stores been here ever. That's another one right there. That's we used to call it Julio's and shit. So that's been here forever too, since that's really, actually it was the staff change, but it's called the Valentine Deli now, but before it was called like Julio's or some shit. But this is like a hot spot and shit now. But that's been here forever though, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is 188 in Valentine Ave, you know what I mean? Alright, yeah, what up? It's your boy Project TV. So like that supermarket over there called City Fresh, that's always been there since like the 90s. But like it was called the Associated back then. So me and my family used to go there a lot to like shop and stuff like that. It's right up the block from where we live, the building and shit. So it used to be called the Associated, but now it's called what's it called? City Fresh Market. Alright, one. Yeah, yo, so it's your boy Project. So like, on another note, remember in the first part I said I worked in the supermarket down there, their foods on Webster Ave. But this is the first supermarket right here, City Fresh Market. That used to be called the Associated. That was the first supermarket that I actually went to with my parents, that they had to see if I could bag groceries there. But they didn't accept it because they said something like I had a like some type of dumb shit resume or something. But I think it was because I was black. So
this was like it was run by like Asian people, and that was like a staple in this hood, like where it was like here for years, since like the 90s and shit. So like this used to be the fruit stand, and then that King's right there used to be like the fish market for like it was the fish market up until about 2000, I would say 3 or something like that, like early to mid 2000s, and then it changed into a pizzeria for like a brief time period right after that. But now it's like a Chinese project. You know what I mean? Alright, one Rosex TV. Yo, what up? It's your boy Rosex TV, yo. So we back again. We are on 187th and Valentine Ave. So like this was back when I was in elementary school back in the 90s, but like this was one of like my first friends. He was like this Asian cat. His name was Show, and he used to live around here. I believe he lived in that building, 2396 right there. So this was like this is back when I was before rap music. I was more into like basketball, and so me and him would be talking about basketball and shit like that all the time. We used to trade cars and all that stuff. So like he lived over there, and I believe one of those, it was either 2396 or either the one that was after. But it's been so long ago, you know what I mean? But yeah, this was a good time. You know, we would just, I'll be after school, you know, I would be coming to go to his, I didn't go inside his crib, but we would just like, I would just walk with him to his crib and shit like that, and we would talk about that. I remember we was over there with the kid. It was this Asian kid, it was a good time, man. We was just like fucking around. Know what I mean? Alright, so I'm gonna show y'all Slattery Playground too, where we used to play at basketball, and then I'm gonna show y'all Webster Park as well. Yo, what up? It's your boy Rosex back. So yo, this park right here is called Slattery Playground, and me and my dude showed the dude I was just talking about. We used to play basketball here. We was like in like elementary school. We used to always come here like after school and shit. Sometimes, you know, we'd come here and then we would go to Webster Park as well. This was mostly like in middle school. And I remember we was over here, you know what I mean, like the court is over there. You know what I mean? And then we would just be over there like shooting around and playing and shit like that. But it was much wilder back then. Like it was like a lot of like drug activity, like gang shit that was going on. Like I don't know what they're into now, but it looks like it calmed down a lot when I was young. I'm gonna take y'all to the court. Yeah, so Rosex TV be back. So yo, this court, you see, it's mad courts here. So this is where we would be playing at. That court right over there, that one that's facing the camera, that's the one where we would be playing at the most. Cause like to get on these courts, those 4 right there, you had to be real nice. Like that was for like real ballers and shit. We was probably like maybe 12, 11 years old, so we obviously couldn't get on that court. But like that was good times, man. So we used to always be coming here to play and shit. And I remember it was like some beef that was going on. Yeah, I remember as I got older, it was like niggas that was I had some issues, something like that. I was walking with my dude here. Luckily nothing happened, but like, yeah, but like it was different times. But yeah, we Slattery Playground. So this is 183rd and Riot Ave. Alright, one. Yo, what up? It's your boy Rosex TV. Back. So yeah, right here we're on 183rd and Grand Concourse, and this is the Love Gospel Scene. This is the church. Now this church right here is sleeping, and it's a church where like basically anybody can go there. Like I like the type of people that was there. You know what I mean? That was you know what I mean? It was led by Bishop Daly. He used to be known as Pastor Daly, but he became a bishop like not too long ago. So a black pastor, you know what I mean? It was mostly like Spanish and black people that went there. You know, maybe some white people, mostly like black and Spanish people that attended services. So when I was about like this was around middle school. I was around like late 90s, like 98, like 97, 98, around that time.
maybe early 99. Me and my family used to come here on Friday nights. They used to do services on Fridays. And we used to come here. I believe the services started around like 7, or like around 6 or 7 o'clock, I believe. And we would the services be over probably about like 8 or 9, something like that. I don't know the exact time, but every Friday night we would come here. And my family, my mother and father, they always made sure that we would be into like God and stuff. I mean, I'm not no saint or like no type of guy that's like reciting all these passages and scriptures, but they always made sure that we knew about God. We would go to Bible study and stuff like that at this other church over there called Mixtape. But yeah, but long story short, you get like the pantries and stuff like that. They would be giving out food and shit like that, and it was good. It was this guy Curly, this white cat that he was bald, that he would be monitoring the lines and shit, and then he would be giving us like the pantry. They gave us like free cookies, I remember, and we skipped the line and shit, you know what I mean, one time. I remember that. So yeah, as I said, we wasn't rich, we was poor back then, you know what I mean, like mostly everybody in the hood was back in the 90s and shit. So yeah, this church right here has a lot of history. And then the church actually burned down somewhere around like the 2010s, I believe. And I used to intern at this show at Demon College called Bronxnet. And Bishop barely came to the Bronxnet, and he was like telling what happened. He was like trying to get money to like be invested to build back the church from what burned. And as you can see, they fixed it. So what he did work. So this was around like somewhere around like 2010, 11ish. He was in Bronxnet, and I shook his hand. I was like, I remember I used to come to your church, and you know, like salute to helping my fam out. You know what I mean? So like that was like good time and shit. So like yeah, this was like the entrance and shit right here.
That was the pantry,
yeah,
remember?
This was like the pantry right here. And like this was like the room and shit. So they would have that open and stuff like that. And then this is like with you into the church if you want to go to the service and shit. So you would go up the stairs, and the inside is dope. But it's closed now. I would take y'all inside, but the inside is nice. But it's closed now. But yeah, this is it. Like you see, like they got the names of the pastors. They're still there. Ronald L. Bailey.
Oh, and Coffee.
Mr. Gerald Coffee. Yep. So they're still there. Know what I mean? So I just wanted to share that with y'all. Alright? Rozex TV 1. Yo, what up? It's your boy Rozex TV, so we back again. So yo, right here we are on 188th in the Grand Concourse. So you can see like these new stores were real ill. Like this store right here is called a Cello Sportswear, but this used to be like a store that sold like basketball cards and shit. This was back in like the late 90s. Me and my dude Show and Chung, we used to go up here after school a lot, and we used to just pop cards. There used to be a dude in there that he would like, we would just be chopping it up and just talking about basketball and shit. And it was a dope spot. I believe it closed though around like, I would say before 2000 hit, so probably around 99. But this used to be like a card store, like a basketball, like a sports memorabilia, like trading card store. And then this store right here, it's like a home store. That used to be a store where you could buy like bootleg DVDs and shit for like cheap prices. And then for those that's from this area that remember, this was back in like the early to mid, like 2000s. You know what I mean? Like you could buy like Dreamcast games for like $20. Say they were bootleg, and then you had to put it in the system a certain way for it to play. But it was a dope spot. It was run by like these two black niggas. One I think was Jamaican, and the other one was like a light-skinned dude with a beard. He looked kind of like Joe Buttons a little bit. You know what I mean? But this was a dope spot, so I used to go here all the time. But that store closed like around 2010, 11. I was pissed when that happened. Then that store right there has been there for since we moved here. That's Omar's. That's been there for a while. I mean, the staff has changed since then, but that store has been. They used to sell magazines
and stuff like that. So I used to go here a lot and cop the Storez, Double XL and all that shit. Archie comics and all that shit. And then, you know, we used to always this is another store down there further, but I'm not gonna go down there. I mean, so like this strip is dope. And then right here in this spot right here, this is where my dude Spider-Man used to sell his comics. And I used to be a big comic head back then. So he used to sell his shit like right around here. And that was dope because I would just be copying mad comics from him. I remember I would be stealing and shit like that to buy comics. I was fiending, like getting just, you know, just trying to do anything, bagging groceries to make money and shit like that to buy the comics. So he died around 2004. This was, he died of like some cancer or something like that. I remember he saw me graduate from high school. We took pictures with him and stuff like that. This was like in 03. I came with the cap and gown and shit, and he was like, you know, he was looking out. I think he gave me like a free comic or some shit like that. But yeah, like this is the spot right here. But this was good times though. This was back in like 90s, 2000. Alright, Project TV 1. What up, it's your boy Mozek TV. So like this spot right here, this is called Gamestop, but this used to be called Funcoland back in the 90s and shit. I don't know exactly when the name changed, but like they used to have like I used to come here a lot like in the late 90s, early 2000s when it was still Funcoland and shit like that, you know what I mean? And there used to be this guy in there. They always had excuses with the games. Like, I remember the nigga was always talking about he had like this real hot pitch voice. He was like, no, yo, come back first. Or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, they always had excuses of why they didn't have the games that I wanted. Right? So they would have like a list, like a paper and stuff like that. Like a list of the games and then you would choose. They would go behind the counter so they had it. It was real rare they had the games I was. I would be pissed and shit. And then I was copying more like Nintendo games, Super Nintendo. As I said, I was like a late bloomer, so I got the games late too. Like, and I started getting like PlayStation and PS2. But I still go here now. You know what I mean? But it's just called GameStop now. You know what I mean? What up, it's your boy Boz TV, we back again. So yeah, like we're still on the Grand Concourse in Fordham on 188. So like this spot right here, it's not like a restaurant, but like this used to be my spot to get the CDs. This was like late 90s to like early 2000s. So I would get all the like the newest CDs and mixtapes. They don't have this shit here. I forgot what the shit was called, but like they used to have the thing in the booklet, and then you would pick out, you couldn't get it in the CD or tape format. I used to get the cassette tapes. It used to be right here. It was run by like this Spanish brand, I mean, Spanish chick. She was like chubby. She would always, you know, be in charge of the CDs and shit and buying them. But yeah, this used to be my go-to spot. And then like here was the Hallmark store. This was like a store that sold cards and shit for like, you know, birthday cards and graduation cards. And it used to be this Spanish nigga that was just standing out here that was just promoting this shit and would be drunk half the time. And he used to go to the church that I told that I just showed y'all back there. And he used to just be standing out here. And because there used to be 2 car stores and they would be like competing for business, and then he would be trying to drag the people from that store. I would be dying. I used to just be out here cracking up and shit. So yeah, that was back in like the early 2000s. Like, so he used to be in front of this store right here. So I thought I'd share that with y'all. I want Project TV. Area is a pretty quiet area. It's not really like a lot going on here. It's like parking garages and shit.
But I remember one time when I was younger, like probably like 8, 9 years old, they thought I was stealing it because I had like a ball in my pocket. And it was like kind of bulging, and then like the nigga that checked the bags thought I was stealing, and then I showed him the ball and shit. So this was like a while ago. So that was like the son I thought I was stealing. But yeah, this is super fun. Alright, come on, y'all. Marion Ave, and this right here, this is like the hot spot. So like, this is where like, you know, niggas come to get like their Dutchies, the vanilla Dutchies, to get, you know, their shit, food, you know, chopped cheese and shit like that. And you know, it's like the spot where, you know, it's run by Omar. So like, yeah, so like this used to actually be a cleaner. Hard to believe. This was back in like the 90s up to about 2000, I believe, 3. Then this became like the deli, and it's been here ever since. You know what I mean? So like this, I come here a lot. You know what I mean? And then if you go over here, this is like where a lot of my friends from like elementary school and kindergarten grew up at. This is my man Darrell's building. As you heard, Just Biz, he's on a lot of the tracks that I was on my album. He lived in that building right there, 2446. My other dude, Sherrod, he lived in that building over there. Oh, this car has to pass. Yeah, so he lived in that building right there. And then down there, the building right next to that on over there, Marcus, he lived over there, and we was all cool with each other. Like, you know, our parents knew each other. Like, we weren't really hanging out like that because my mother didn't really allow that. She was like, she was like very overprotective. So, you know, if I saw them, I'd be like, what up? But like, we was like real cool with each other and shit. So, just thought I'd share that with y'all. So I'm about to show y'all the park, Webster Park now. This is where a lot of stuff used to happen at.
Remember this store was not
Oh yeah, this was a store. We used to call this the store by the school. And, now I remember it was this guy that worked there that he had a beard. He looked like a lion and shit. And it was a dude that worked in there named Columbia. He was like this OG black dude that he used to live in there for years. But this became a pizzeria not too long ago. But it was something else before that, but I forgot. But it used to be like
a 99 cent.
Yeah, like a 99-cent store, something like that. But this was like around like the 2010s or something like that.
I remember the store. It was like the
and then
Yummy
it was
Mummy.
another store right here with the Yummy Mummy. Yeah, I think it was like right here.
Yeah, they had all those good candies, the sour candies.
Yeah, I think it was like yeah, this is like a beautiful spot now.
Oh, the 3-way.
Yeah, and then we got 3-way down here. Yo, what up, it's your boy Vazex TV. So yeah, we're heading towards Webster, so we're between 188 Webster and Marion. You know what I mean? So this was a very active spot. This used to be real active, and this used to be a clothing store that sold like hip-hop clothing. And it's now like some type of children's center or something like that. But long story short, the store was dope. They used to have a lot of ill gear, and it was ran by this dude, Kevin, like this African dude, that he kind of looked like Nas, like a dark-skinned version of Nas. He was cool, and then he used to live in the basement of my building shortly, like, you know, like for a little bit. You know what I mean? So he was cool with me and shit. He used to give me discounts on gear and shit. And this store was here for a minute. It was here for like from like the 2000s up until like the 2010s. But then they lost business. I remember like they didn't used to have really nothing in there towards the day. And then the next thing I knew, they was closed. And then it was like a department store before it turned a children's store. After this clothing store closed, it was like a department store, like a little bit children's store. I mean, this children's thing opened up right here not a few years ago. And then this hair braiding store used to be used to be a male barbershop. I used to come here a lot. This was like in the 90s. So my father would take me.
Oh, hi! Hey, we're making a vlog. Hi! All right, how y'all doing?
Good.
Everything's okay? Yeah.
Once upon a time in the hood was a dude named Cashapp, surrounded by dudes that's rude, not ravishing. Yo, my nigga let me dabble in the story. This dude motivated, trying to get rings like Hori. It gets gory cause jealous dudes are scheming, just waiting for the right time to break even. Now Cass is trying to get cash and so is the schemers. It's just that Cass wears legit. What up, it's your boy Rosex back. So we're in front of the Webster Playground, Webster Playground. So like back in the 90s, early to mid 2000s, this park was wild. And I remember there was like a lot of activity there, like a lot of hustling, drug dealing, shit like that going on, gang activity. Different era. So it's calmed down. I mean, it's still active at times, but it's calmed down a lot, you know. So I used to come here, like when I was working at the Pizzeria, food was on my break. So I would come from the breaks, like when I used to work at Tiebout, I would come to a job to play basketball on the courts. So I was like, they come like basketball courts back then. So we used to go there to play. And then, you know, they have handball courts. So it used to be like a lot of stuff going on in this park, as I said, like hustling, gang activity back then. But I wasn't a part of that. So, yeah, we used to be playing the park here. We'd be watching this playing. And I remember it was like, I had got in like this fights here. You know, like they were talking shit, something like that. This was like in like junior high, something like that. It wasn't really nothing. You know how you do when we're like kids, like young shit, get too overreactive. So you know that's basically what was happening. But like this park, a lot of good memories here. This park, the one I showed you, Slattery Playground, the one from the first vlog, St. James, those were like the 3 parks. But I mainly went to like St. James and played, you know what I mean? So I just thought I'd share that with you. But alright, y'all, come on. Yo, what up, it's your boy Rosex TV, so we back again. And this time, this used to be a barber shop back in the 90s to like early 2000s. So it was ran by like black dudes. So like this is more like the black side of the hood right here. It's mostly like blacks and Hispanics that live down in this hood. So this is Webster Avenue, 188. So this used to be a barber shop right here. This is actually a barber shop too. It's about like but this barber shop is about like black dudes. It used to be real wild in here. Like remember the scene in Belly in the barber shop when Nas was in it? It was like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was mad good, you know. So I would come here and get my hair cut, shape up, and I had big shit. Somebody get like so yeah, part of that. So yeah, I would come here and get my hair braided and shape ups. And they used to be talking like barbershop talk, basketball, women, drug selling, drug dealing, all types of shit, fights, all types of shit be going on out there, man. You know what I mean? And as I said, I never got involved with that. I would just be coming here for business, get my hair cut, hair shape up and shit. But I remember seeing it, and it used to be wild, like girls, all the cars out here and everything. But this was the shop closed, I would say around like 2003 or 4, like around the mid 2000s it closed up. You know what I mean? But I just thought I'd share that with y'all. But this is what has happened. Alright, it's your boy Rosex TV, and we back with another one. We back. So this right here, this used to be like a little video school. Like it was like a bootleg blockbuster. This was like in that early 90s. Where you could like make videos and shit like that. And it was like a certain time that you had to borrow the video. So we saw like we borrowed demonic toys, the seed people, and the zombie movie. That's the movies that we borrowed from there. So that was like good times. Like it was like we would go to the top tomato first, which is over there, which I'll show y'all. Top tomato, and then we would come back and the ball with the so like that was like good times. So I believe it was
here, or it was around this area, I remember, but it was like over here. So I don't know exactly what store, but my memory is getting kind of bad. Know what I mean? Alright, so Rozek CB1. Yo, what up, Rozek? It's your boy, back again. So we on Webster Avenue. So this Chinese store, this used to be the Chinese store, the sign is here, but this closed last year. So this joint was a staple in the neighborhood. Like this was a staple here. It was the people in here was pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? Like they was it went through some staff changes through the years, but they was pretty cool in here, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this was a staple, but it closed I believe in 2023. But yeah, this was here for mad long and shit. So I remember a lot of memories in this store, man. I actually shot one upcoming video in this store. It was same old story off of Excite. So that's a tidbit for you. Alright? Next time. Yo, what up? It's your boy Rozek TV. So we are on Webster Avenue in Fordham. And this pizzeria right there, when I used to work in a supermarket back when I was a kid in like the late 90s, this was a staple that I always used to go here on lunch breaks and stuff like that. And eat pizza, and I used to be fucking with this chick, this Spanish girl, and we would go in here and just be chilling and talking and stuff like that, and then I would go in here with my man Sin to play like Marvel vs. Capcom. They used to have like a video game system in there, so we used to go in there on the breaks at work and shit and play like video games and shit. So
thank you.
It's your boy, just telling y'all that. Yo, what up? It's your boy Rozek TV. Back in the on Webster Playground. This is the liquor store right here. So this store has been here for years. You'll see like niggas just out here posted up, trying to finagle, and buy drinks and shit. I don't drink like that, but like this, I just thought I'd put this in here because it's been here for years. It's like a staple. My father used to come here and drink and shit with people, going out and shit, whatever. So, yeah, so I just thought I'd just put that in there, you know what I mean? So next time. Yo, what up? It's your boy Rozek TV back here. So I'm in front of BJ's right. This store used to be called BJ's. It's called Magic Sneakers now. But this store used to be called BJ's back in like the early 2000s. This store used to be popping, like this was like the go-to spot for the year. So as you see, the gear and shit is still here, the sneakers and kicks and shit. But it used to be called the BJ's, and my friend and boy, Slug, he used to work here like in the early 2000s, like when I was in high school. And he used to have all this fly gear on that time. I was like, yo, where you did that? He was like, oh, yo, I work in this BJ store. So I came here to visit him 3 times and shit, you know what I mean? So that was like dope times. But this store used to be really popping back then, you know what I mean? So, but it's still pretty much the same thing, but it's just like different names. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so next time,
Niggas wanna know what's up with me. I let them know I'm living comfortably. What you want from me? Motherfuckers getting on my nerves. I tell you to your face that you's a motherfucking herb. Yo, I let them know that they cannot fuck with me on any day of the month or any fucking week. I'ma show my that.
What up, it's your boy Rozek TV. I'm back here. So I'm in front of Little Caesars now. This is on Fordham and East Fordham, Webster, and Decatur. So this store used to be Game Express. So Game Express, it was like a video game store. It was here, I believe, in the 2000s. I used to come here a lot around the early to mid 2000s, and it was like right here. And I got like some games, and I believe systems and shit. So it was pretty cool, but I fuck with the one up on Christian Moore. You know what I'm saying? But like this was another spot that I would come to buy video games and shit. So it was called like Game Express. Y'all want y'all. What up, it's your boy Rozek TV. Back in Fordham. So this is like walking up Fordham and shit. So I'm in front of the McDonald's. This actually closed not too long ago. I would say like maybe like a few months ago. But like this used to be a staple here, and it was here for years. I used to go here more when I was like a teenager, like early 20s, that type of era. It's one up there on West Fordham as well, that I used to go to as well. And Ice Spice used to go here a lot before she was famous and shit. So I just thought I'd let y'all know about it. But yeah, this was like a staple, but it's closed now. I don't know what the fuck they want to put. Alright, point y'all. Yo, what up? It's your boy Rozex. We back again. So we are on Fordham Road. This is Fordham and N-Place, and between N-Place and Tiebout. So we in front of V.I.M. and like this is like a staple, like. This is where I you know what I mean? So like this is like a staple, like so like this is like where you come to get all of your kicks and shit gear. They got very good deals in here. Staff is cool, the security cool and shit. So I used to be coming here a lot like when I was younger, and I still come here now. You know what I mean? So like it's been here for years and shit.
Now I actually like these.
So alright y'all.
I like them.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Rozex TV. We back. And I'm still on Fordham Road. This is between Tiebout and Fordham. So like this used to be the mini mall. This is like a Skechers store, but like this used to be the mini mall back in like the 2000s. And I used to come here a lot with my friend Slugs. This was like in high school and shit. We used to come here. The store wasn't really here for long. It was here for maybe like a few years, like in the early 2000s, and then it lost business and they closed down. But they used to sell like a lot of like video games, electronics, shit like that. You know what I mean? It was pretty dope though. You know what I mean? Like so I bought like a lot of video games. You know what I mean? It's your boy Rozex TV. We back. So we on Fordham and Tiebout, between Tiebout and Valentine. So like this store right here, this is like a but this used to be called Freddy's, I believe. This was back around like 98, 99, like late 90s. And then the store wasn't really here for that long, but I remember they used to sell like hip hop clothing, really dope gear, yo. And I remember I bought like a bear coat. Me and my sisters bought like a Bear Mountain jacket from here, and like I believe some stuff from like Mecca and shit like that. You know what I mean? So like the store was new, but it was only here for like a couple years. You know what I mean? So it was cool. I believe Freddy. You know what I mean? I know. Yo, what up? It's your boy Rozex TV, and we back. So we are on 188, between 188, East 188 from Fordham and Valentine. You know what I mean? So like I'm in front of right now. This is like, I believe this is like a halfway house, I believe. But this has been here since I was a kid, and somebody actually just went inside here. But I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know if it's an actual apartment building but I believe it's a halfway house for like people that's trying to perform fresh from prison and stuff like that and shit like that. But I remember back in the 90s as a kid, I would always see this Asian kid with an afro. Like I knew his sister and like a little bit, and then he would always be coming in and out of this place. So I like, he looked like he was like, like a problem child. So I figured like, yo, this must be some type of like halfway house. So that's always what I thought it was. You know what I mean? But maybe it's not, but no, I mean, who knows? Alright, come on y'all.